Hey, good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's Hump Day, the day after a long holiday weekend. Hey, thank you for tuning into the Good News radio station. This is Coach AskZena. Ask me anything. I dare you. I dare you. Happy Wednesday. I am so excited. And getting here this morning, just woosah, right? Just woosah. So if you're tuning in for the first time, this is the AskZena radio show where I am your coach. You can ask me anything. I can give you expert career advice because I've been a recruiter and in human resources for over 25 years. Yeah. I've got some experience. So, hey, ask me anything. Ask me about relationships. Ask me about health. Ask me about spirituality. I love to talk. That's why I'm here, right now, sharing with you. So thank you so very much. I am all about manifestation, creation, imagination, and using all of your Asians to get exactly what you want to live an abundant life right here and right now, even though we are going through some very challenging times. I was talking to someone yesterday and I was saying, wow, remember back in the day where like life was easy and you'd come home and you'd watch I Love Lucy or whatever sitcom is on, and that was like the highlight of your day. Like nothing really went wrong. Everything was smooth sailing. Getting back and forth to work was cool. You didn't have a lot of family stuff go on. You know, life was cool, right? Now it's like every day we are being hit with something. So I want to take a moment of silence just really quick, just for the people that experienced the hurricane, for those people we lost in Santa Barbara on that boat fire, for those people in El Paso, Texas, and all of those other people that are experiencing tragedy and loss. So just taking a couple of seconds. This is the AskZena radio show, but it is going to be silent for just a couple of seconds because I just want to be respectful and mindful of the lives that are lost. 1 second. Thank you for allowing me to just be in silence, because there's so many people out there, that so many things that are affecting them. And, you know, we are here in this world. We are spiritual beings having a human existence, and a lot of humanness is happening out there, right? So I just want to be respectful and mindful of people, right? So guess what we're going to talk about today after my announcements? We are going to talk about happy, healthy relationships. And this is part 2. Part 1, we talked about happy, healthy relationships, and it accidentally got deleted. So I am actually going to stay in the studio to record part 1 again after I record this one live, and then we'll record part 1, which was happy, healthy relationships part 1, but we were talking about your relationships with money. And those that did get a chance to listen to it, I did get some messages saying that they really enjoyed the content. I went a little deep, you know, was very transparent with you. Shared an inner child memory that actually I'm going to share again, because it has really helped me to understand my relationships with money and my relationships with people and so on and so forth. So I know it sounds like really crazy, like, what do I need a relationship with money? But if you ain't got none, you need to get some. So you need a relationship there. And you're like, well, money is tangible. It's fluid. It's just, money is energy. So that's all I'm going to say about that. That was part 1. I'm going to record that again so you get a chance to listen to it on the website. Hey, got some announcements for you. What is September 14th? September 14th is a special day to me, but wink, wink. But we are actually doing a showcase. Hey, y'all, we are doing a showcase in Hollywood and at the Met Theater, and you are going to get a chance to meet all the personalities from the Good News radio station. And we want you to come out. Tickets are going fast. They're only $10, $15 for couples, and it's going to be an amazing time. Doors open at 5:30. It will start at 6 o'clock. We'll have some games and some interactive activity with the audience, but you get a chance to meet all the personalities and yours truly. It is my birthday, and I'm thinking about having a special little treat for everyone who shows up to celebrate my birthday. Now, I ain't going to tell you how old I am, but I'm old. But, I can still move and groove, and I hear that we're all supposed to go have drinks afterwards. So check us out, September 14th. Come out to the Good News radio showcase. I mean, all of the personalities like Never Not Extra, The Right Thing, Courtside Ladies Night, Brunch with Beasties, Straight Out of the League, Chill Will, Relationship Games, Sports Talk, me, AskZena, The Hoops Talks, Touchdown. I got alarms going off over here. Anyway, you guys got to come out. So get your tickets. You can go on any of my sites and social media, and you can get the Evite, or you can email me, coach.askzena@gmail.com. I can send you the link. You can get the tickets at the door. They are going to be a little higher. You can go on the Good News radio station Instagram and all of those different social media sites, and you can get the information. So the address is going to be 1089 North Oxford Avenue, Hollywood, California, September 14th. That's actually my lucky number. Look, this is crazy. So every time, almost every day, I can look at the clock or look at something, and then I see 9:14. What are the numbers that keep appearing in your life? Isn't it a coincidence that I'm always looking at my clock at 9:14, whether it's 9:14 in the morning or 9:14 at night? I just turn around. I'm like, why is that 9:14? 9:14 on the billboard, 9:14 channel, whatever. Isn't that crazy? We have all these coincidences that go on in our lives. But anyway, there's so many other shows. Come check us out. Come check out our personalities. Come see yours truly, AskZena, and ask me anything. Hey, that's on September 14th. So don't forget to come check us out. So that was one announcement. The second announcement I have is with regards to a couple of networking groups that I have. And these are for women. Men, if y'all want me to create a networking group for y'all too, I certainly will, because we need to talk. So I have two networking groups, one in Redondo Beach, and that's on Meetup, and it's the Redondo Beach Women Over 40, or you can look up Authentic Voices of Women. You'll find me there. The other one that I have is a vow, which is Authentic Voices of Women, and we meet down at the ocean in San Pedro. We fellowship over food and just letting go. If you've listened to the Ask Zena radio show, I'm all about trying to live the best life, trying to release and let go. Woo. That's a good old song. I'm going to have to play that song. You guys have got to hear that song. It's an amazing song, and just get into the words. But anyway, music is medicine, and I use music all the time as medicine. So if you want to know about Authentic Voices of Women, if you want to know about the web series we've got going on, if you want to know about some of the speaking engagements that we have going on, if you want to know and participate and have a tribe of wonderful, fabulous women that will be there to love you and support you and not tear you down, mess you around, cheat on you, be disloyal to you, to other people. Just stand up in agreement for who you are and being the authentic, wonderful woman that you are. Reach out to me, coach.askzena at gmail.com or any of the social media sites. We do some amazing activities. So I want to share the one that we did in San Pedro, just a couple of things, because things actually happen. So my relationship with God is like, God, show me something in the physical realm, like show it to me, show me I'm moving in the right direction, show me. So I watch for signs and symbols all over the place. Anyway, last time we met in August, we had a release ceremony. We wrote down all our fears, worries, doubts, and concerns, piece of paper, burnt that with some sage. We had some wonderful food. And then we went around the shore in San Pedro at Y Point and picked up some rocks and then wrote positive messages to give back to the universe, to give back to people. One of the rocks that one of the ladies wrote was, "You are never forsaken." And someone picked up that rock that day. And then fast forward to the following week, I had my Redondo Beach networking group, and I was sharing about what we did the previous week. And one woman who I never met, she said, "Oh my gosh, this rock is being circulated on Facebook." This woman who was, having difficult times posted, and look at the message that I received just walking the shore in San Pedro. And that was one of our rocks. So when you give back, people are like, "Well, why are you writing on rocks?" You would be surprised at people who walk around, particularly at White Point. Like there have been people, or Point Furman, sometimes people commit suicide and they do different things, or they fall off the cliffs accidentally. There's been fights. There's different things that happen over there. And it's not a bad area, really. It's not. But when someone receives a random message, they really believe that that message is for them. And it is, because there's no coincidences in the universe, right? And so whoever that woman was, she received that rock, and that message was for her, intended for her. And that's how the universe planted it right then and there. So we're doing some amazing things. But I also wanted to tell you about the release ceremony, because there have been miracles that have happened as a result of the release ceremony. So I started this last year. And last year, let me just tell you some of the wonderful things that have happened to different women that have come to this event. So one woman, she went to Paris and met an amazing man, had a great opportunity there. Another woman, she got, she's a makeup artist, and she got a gig on a sitcom or a reoccurring show. Another woman bought another car. Another woman, that found money. That stuff is true. People find money. So this woman got a letter about some money that she had from another company that was invested, and it was thousands. You hear me? Thousands. Not one, not two, but we're talking tens of thousands of dollars that she received as a result. Not really as a result of coming to the ocean and releasing and letting go, but really releasing and letting go within her person, and then just being out there, being a magnet, drawing all this positive to herself. Another woman started to really transform her life and get out of her head and really start to find her center and focus. Another woman started to have clients. I started to have clients. I started to get speaking engagements. And then fast forward to our last event. Just amazing things have happened to me. I've met the most amazing people. I've met producers. I've met social media people. I've met people who want to talk to me about being in their business and how I can help them. I've got a speaking gig coming up. So when you release and let go, I'm not bragging and boasting. That's not what I'm doing, because I don't do that. But what I'm saying is, when you release and let go and you get focused, the universe is like, your wish is my command. Your wish is my command. So I'm not sure if you've seen the law of attraction, but, we are so clogged with a lot of stuff going on in our life, and a lot of stuff from our past, and imprints and stuff past memories and wounds and all of that, that we're clogged and the drain is not empty. And so there's nothing that's flowing there and there's nothing that can come there. And so, AskZena is all about the flow, all about the chi, which is your energy making some stuff happen for you. So, hey, that's a great segue into what we're going to talk about today. Y'all know what we're going to talk about? We are going to talk about, doing the wrong thing. We are going to talk about happy, healthy relationships. And why is that important? In this time that we're living in, where people are not going deep and not having relationships, the reason why they're not is we have all of these wounds that we are so, we have all of these wounds that we don't realize we have, and that are masking our inner joy and are masking our feelings. And so people deflect, people blame other people. There's narcissism. There are people who are not even narcissistic, but they're egotistical. And there's all of these things that are going on. And we have all these people that it's always about them and it's about their agenda, right? So last week I shared with you that I had an amazing experience. I'm all about personal growth and development, and I have some amazing people in my life that really help me to bring insight into my life, to help me to understand from different perspectives some of the things that may be holding me back. And so one of the things, I went to an inner strength ceremony gathering at a park with a dear friend of mine, and she is coming out next week to be in studio with us, my relationship expert. She's like, I'm not a relationship expert. I'm like, yes, you are, because you have helped me. You have helped me understand what it is that I need to do and what it is that I need to understand about me, stuff that I was stuck in. So I'm going to jump in. My phone's going off, y'all. It's just going off way too much. But anyway, let me jump into this situation that happened as a result of me going to this inner strength gathering in Harbor City. And it was profound. And so I talked about it last week, and I'm going to talk about it again because it's my point of reference. So, hey, this is the AskZena show on the Good News radio station. And so guess what I get to do? I get to talk about me, which, if you know me personally, I'm not that person. I am so not that person. I'm not that person at all. But, I feel like I'm being used here in the radio station and in my life to share my experiences, to really be transformed, myself to be transformed, but to be transparent, so that hopefully you can see some of the experiences in my life and maybe they will resonate with you, because no one is here having a unique experience on this planet with regards to things of the human nature. We have unique experiences spiritually if you're connected that way. But, I'm going on and on and on. Anyway, let me just jump out right now. So, last week I shared that in this inner strength ceremony that I went to, I was asked to find my earliest childhood memory that was uncomfortable. I don't know how it was paraphrased, but my earliest childhood memory. So we did some sort of breathing exercises, and then within when we came back to this humanness and this consciousness, what was the earliest age that I remembered? And I remember that I was 6 years old. And so again, let me just say, if you're just joining me for the first time, this is AskZena on the Good News radio station. And so don't think that I'm jumping back and forth, but let me tell you, if you come to my show, you have to know how to dance, because I move around a lot in my conversation, but you'll get it. You'll get it. So my earliest childhood memory at that time that I shared when I felt insignificant was when I was 6 years old. And you're like, why does this have to do with happy, healthy relationships? Shh, shh. I'm getting there. I promise. So it was 6 years old, and I was living with my grandparents, my parental grandparents, on my father's side. And my grandfather used to work at Calcan, retired from Calcan. He didn't speak any English. He only spoke Spanish. And so on the weekends, for extra money, he would go collect cardboard and cans. And he would do that like at 3 o'clock in the morning. And if I would go with him, he would split some of the money with me, and I would go to breakfast, and, and so that would be my little spending cash. When I was 6. I mean, I was very entrepreneurial. I mean, I had lemonade stands. I walked around and sold stuff and made stuff. Anyway, but this one time I remember that I really didn't want to go. I told him I wanted to go, but I really didn't want to go. So not sure if you're Hispanic, what your nationality is, what your culture is, but in the Hispanic families, I'm only speaking from my experience, so not generalizing. This is me, my radio station. I'm talking about me. The male children were treated exceptionally. I mean, they carry the last name, and, they're pobrecito, and they're just, they're just like the boy, and they're treated really well. So same situation in my family. My brother's 18 months older than I am, I think. And anyway, he wasn't asked to go, but I was asked to go, and I didn't want to go. And I just, 3 o'clock in the morning, I didn't want to put my shoes on. I didn't want to do anything. And so sometimes when I didn't go, I was shamed. Probably not intentionally, but it was just that generation and how they would talk to people, or at least it was my family. So let me just say that. So, I would wake up. If I didn't go, I'd wake up in the morning, and then I would be asked to clean the bathroom or do something. And we had a lot of animals, and I would be asked to go out there in the yard and clean the poop or whatever. It seemed like if I didn't go, I had extra chores. If I didn't go, I wasn't able to have the freedom to go outside like I wanted to. If I didn't go, the energy in my house, in my grandparents' house, was different. I would have been called, God, I can't even remember in Spanish, like lazy. I was always a chunky kid, so gordita, I was called different names. And I know that sounds cruel now, but it just was what it was. I mean, I hope no parents are out there subjecting their children to that, but I'm sure that there are parents out there. But anyway, so if I didn't go, I knew that I would probably have a miserable weekend. And so I put on my shoes and I went and got into it. And this was like an every weekend occurrence. But what happened a couple of weekends ago that I didn't realize was attached to that memory and that imprint was I felt less than. Did you hear I said that if I didn't go, I was talked about, I was chastised, I, had an uncomfortable weekend, I may not have been able to go outside. So I learned early on that Zena didn't matter, that I needed to serve and help and do things for other people in order for me to be a whole person, or someone who was appreciated, or someone who was okay, or someone that other people liked, or someone that even my grandparents liked. That I wouldn't have any problems if I would do what they wanted me to do. So early on, I learned that I was insignificant, that I was second best, that I needed to do something, and just being me wasn't enough. And so then let's go back to the money. I early on knew that I might have to do things for money, not any prostitution or crazy stuff. Don't go out there. I might have to do things for money, like take a job, or the job that I didn't want, or a part-time job, or to be able to sustain myself or get things that I wanted. So my relationship with money was formed at 6 years old. My relationship with, who I was and whether I thought I had value was formed at 6 years old. My relationship on being a people pleaser and being a person who doesn't have boundaries and allows people to take advantage of her was formed at 6 years old. And my relationship on wanting to get people's approval was formed at 6 years old. And my relationship with parents and authority was formed at 6 years old. So I share that memory with you because I challenge you to sort of close your eyes, do a quick meditation, 1-2 minutes, and then open your eyes and figure out like what's the age that you resonate with in that moment. And then start to just figure that out, because here's the thing. Everything that we do is about relationships. Whether you're having a relationship with your job, your employer, coworkers, whether you're having a relationship with your parents, children, grandchildren, I have grandchildren, whether you're having a relationship with money, whether you're having intimate relationships, friend relationships. I know that social media makes it easy for us to have relationships, to never see anyone's face, but that's another way of deflecting and not really seeing the value in human beings and human contact. So let me move forward and tell you about relationships, friend relationships, dating relationships. I've never been married. So, but intimate relationships with my parents. So they're not good. Let me just tell you, I don't have a lot of relationships. I know a lot of people. I love a lot of people because I love from an unconditional place, but I don't have a lot of relationships. I don't have a lot of people in my life that I can really say are really, really, really good friends. And when I say really, really, I'm talking about people that you're sharing your secrets with. I don't have those sort of people. I really don't. And I'm not close with my family. I'm not close with my parents. And so it's kind of like, wow, well, what's wrong with you, Zena? See, again, the blame has to be on me. But here's what I'll say about that is because I've started to set my boundaries, I don't have those relationships. So when you don't have clear boundaries, anything can be attracted to you. If you hold a magnet on a desk and there's all kinds of dust and all sorts of things, it's going to attract paper clips, and you're going to see all these little particles and stuff like that because there's no boundaries. It's just a big magnet, and it's going to, attract all of these different things and get stuck to, and things are going to be pulled to it. So when you don't have boundaries, it's just sort of willy-nilly, and you're out there just accepting and what's going on. And I didn't have boundaries. I didn't have boundaries until I created some boundaries when I was probably 30. And then thinking I was creating a boundary around certain types of people, I was accepting and people pleasing and giving to the point of depletion of my own self with other people in other situations. So an example that I'll give you is I grew up in a family that was physically abusive on both grandparent side, father side, relationships that I saw, grandfather to children, parents. I remember being spanked really, really bad. And it probably spank is probably a gentle term. 2 times, one by my mom and one by my dad. And both of those were misunderstandings, but both of those set such a wound, an imprint within my spirit that, when I see certain red flags in people, I move away. Like I will not even have a relationship with them. So So relationships are very important, and the past wounds that we have, the past imprints that are there in our memory, will trigger things, and you'll be like, nope, I don't date no guy who wears that kind of hat. My grandfather used to wear that kind of hat. My grandfather was a womanizer. He used to do this. So there are triggers, right? And so that's why I'm here to talk about happy, healthy relationships, because part of the reason why you're not having good relationships and you're running from people to people, job to job, talking about women, talking about men, gossiping and all of that, is because there's some stuff within you that needs to be fixed. There's some stuff within you that you're not probably even aware of. So for me, going back to 6 years old, that really set the tone on a lot of different things. I've shared in before that I was molested and I was raped. And I'm not being cavalier about that, just to gloss over that. I've learned to heal from that. But because I was learning to heal from that physical, I didn't learn how to heal from that emotional. So I said that to say that I've been in relationships with men, love men, with men that tell me that it's very hard to love me. Even though I'm a generous, loving person, I'm guarded to a certain extent because of those wounds. Well, back in the day, without reflection, I would have been like, psh, dude, that's your damn problem. That ain't my problem. You the one with issues, not me. I'm over here trying to be good and loving and all this. You need to check yourself. When guess what? I wasn't checking my own self. I wasn't checking my own self because I didn't know. I didn't know. If you would have told me that collecting cardboard and cans at 3:00 in the morning at the age of 6 transferred and transcended into the days of my life, in the relationships of my life, changing the course of different things and relationships, and I mean, heck, I could have been married by now, but because of those memories, because of those things, because of those wounds, I deflected. I said it was someone else's fault, blamed it on someone else, or I allowed it to keep happening. Different people, different days, different circumstances, same old bullshit. Come on now. Let's be real. How many of us are picking unavailable people? Hoping to have relationships with unavailable people. Hoping to have a relationship with someone who the first 3 dates, they're like, marriage is not for me. And we're thinking, psh, you gonna fall in love with me. I'm good, you good, we can make this thing work. Right? We don't listen to anything. We're not listening to the universe give us those signs and those signals to say, that might not be the one. You may think, soulmate. A lot of people are so confused about a soulmate. A soulmate, let me just be very clear with you. When you talk about, I want my soulmate, I want to meet him or I want to meet her. Look, you better buckle up and be prepared, because your soulmate is coming in to teach your soul some lessons. Don't think that it's going to be all pretty and you're going to get along and sex is going to be great and all these wonderful things. There's going to be some of that. But trust me, when you have a relationship with your soulmate, that person is here to teach you some soul stuff. There's going to be a lot of crying. There's going to be a lot of arguing. There's going to be a lot of exploring. There's going to be a lot of reflection. There's going to be a lot of frustration. Because that person, male or female, has come to teach your soul something so that it can move to the next level. And maybe moving to the next level with your soulmate is what's supposed to happen. Or maybe that person was just in your life to prepare you for someone else, for something else, for something greater. And maybe that person was in your life to prepare you for your own success, for your own evolution, for your own breakthrough. So all y'all talking about, I want my soulmate. You better be darn skippy ready and buckle up because it is going to be an exploration of a whole lot of stuff. It's going to be 12 steps times 12. I know I've had 2 soulmates, and you're like, well, why aren't you with them? And they should be with you for the rest of your life. Because I messed it up. Because I didn't know what was going on. Because I didn't think about when I was 6 years old and the wounds that I had and how I thought I had to people please. And I mean, I had one soulmate that he was amazing. And he was just like, you don't get it. You don't know how to be in a relationship. You don't know how to let me love you. Like, you don't know how to not do anything but let me take care of you. Because I'm a nurturer. I'm a giver. I think I have to do it all. Because I'm a people pleaser. Because at 6 years old, when I didn't want to disappoint my grandfather, and I didn't want them to call me gordita, and I didn't want them to call me lazy, and I didn't want them to do that. So I got up and put my tennis shoes on, brushed my teeth at 3 o'clock in the morning so that I can go collect cans to make $5. Because I'm a people pleaser. You see what I'm saying? So we got to be really, really clear. Once you get that, like, I'm healing. Like, I feel so good about myself and about my life and about the opportunities that are coming to me. The next man coming in my life, he's going to be knocked off his feet because he's going to meet a new Zena and she's evolved. No, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be a better person, and I'm working on that. But I didn't know. I mean, I've been doing this personal development, spiritual development stuff for 21 years. I've been meditating. I've studied all kinds of things. I've taken classes, but boy, last week at Tanya, girl, I love you for opening up my eyes and helping me see what I saw when I was 6 years old and how that has transformed my life, because I can now heal that little wound, that little girl, and talk to her and be like, it's okay. It's okay. So today we're talking about happy, healthy relationships. And, you know, I want for you to take a look at yourself. If you really, really want to live a divine, abundant life, filled with peace and joy and prosperity and love, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that looks like for you, I want you to sometime close your eyes, take some breaths, and then just start from the place of, oh, I think I was 6 years old. Oh, I think I was 4 years old. Oh, I think I was 3 years old. And then start to share about that. I won't go into some of the other stories that we shared at that group, but I will tell you that everyone who shared their story resonated with me, because that's the way the universe is. The universe, everyone thinks that the universe is just out there and just stars and the planets and all that stuff. But the universe is always co-conspiring to give us information. So one person shared that they walked in on their family, their mom and dad having sex, and I guess the parents were so mortified that they chastised and spanked this person for doing that. And I guess this person just basically wanted water. So here's what happened. Her memory was about, oh my gosh, I've done something wrong. She lost her voice. She stopped asking for things because she was just getting up asking for water. And she walked in on her mom and dad doing the wild thing. And instead of them like talking her through whatever it is, they spanked her. And so she realized that love came with abuse. Asking came with abuse. So I lost my voice. I'm scared. I tiptoe around. I'm very timid. I don't know. I might not be showing all of my gifts, talents, and abilities at work because I'm not sure if someone is going to judge me. I'm not sure if someone is going to hold that against me. I'm not sure if I'm going to be punished. You know, can you imagine? That person was walking around and still probably walking around. I hope it's resonated. I'll pray for her. But thinking about, I'm going to be punished for just asking. So think about that in all of your life. I'm going to be punished if I say, can I have a promotion? can I apply for that job that I think I want? I think I'm ready for the next level of my career. So, you know what? I need to take the day off. Something happened at my house. The husband is doing something. I really don't want you to speak to me that way. So always that timid little voice is like, I don't know. And what if she doesn't have the courage to say things? What if she doesn't have the courage to say, you know what? I really don't like the way you're talking to me. You know what? I don't think this job is for me. I think that I have more skills, gifts, talents, and abilities to go someplace else. You know what? I don't think that my children should speak to me this way. You know what? I don't think that I should be subjected to how you are doing this. I don't think that my girlfriend should gossip about me. That one incident made this person feel timid, and probably a whole bunch of other things. But I just wanted to share that because it starts from our childhood. It starts from early on. They're generational things too. There could be things that happen in your mom's womb that, that maybe she was drinking or, taking drugs or just a very negative person. Think about it, ladies. Think about this. Your children are a reflection of what? Go back to that time and space when you were pregnant and any difficulties that you had where you were fighting with your partner or your partner was absent. Now look at your children and you will see the manifestation of what was going on, because the emotions never go away. They keep growing and they keep magnifying. So whatever was growing and magnifying in you is now growing and magnifying in your children. So, I really wanted to talk about happy, healthy relationships. And once you find that memory, life will open up for you, because life would open up for me. Now I can see there are different things that I take with people and their attitudes and their demeanors. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. That's their problem. But here's the other thing about that is now I don't have to defend myself, or I don't even have to interject my opinion, because I'm whole within myself. I'm working on myself. So today I was driving and this woman cut me off. LA traffic. This woman, there was probably literally like 3 feet and she wanted to get in my lane. So she just kept getting on in my lane, like as if you need to move over. Well, I couldn't move over anywhere because everyone was at a standstill. So she just cut me off. And then we drove probably about 7 miles and she's driving side by side with me saying all of these things. But can you imagine what her imprint probably was that she probably learned she had to take things. Something was probably taken from her. And she probably realized the only way I'm going to get through life is if I have to take things. So I have to make everyone get out of my way. Something happened in her life. And so I was looking at that, and, before, those who know me know that I have some serious road rage, like serious road rage. Today, I was like, go on, girl, go on. And she kept pulling us alongside of me and kept trying. She cut me off about 3 times, and I was just like, let you do you. Because what she was doing, her aggression, had nothing to do with me. It was not personal. Now, back in the day, that would have been really personal. I mean, I've had road rage to the extent where I've gotten out of my car. I'm only 5 foot, you guys. Like, why am I jumping out of the car trying to talk you down into telling you why you jumped in front of me? Anyway, that's old Zena. New Zena. Today, just let that woman go. And I mean, I got to the studio probably 3 minutes before I was supposed to jump on air. And here I am, right? So happy, healthy relationships start with you. And you don't need to go through a 12-step program. You don't need to go to a therapist. Hey, if you want to reach out to me, coach.askzena@gmail.com or on all social media platforms. Let's talk about this, because you are here for a specific purpose, and it's not to be miserable. It's not to be miserable. So today we're just talking about relationships, and I wanted to help you because, I want you to experience love. Like, I am single, and that's not anything asking for applications. I'm single. I don't have my 2 children with me. I don't have my grandchildren with me, but I live a very fulfilling life. I don't talk to family members. I rarely do anything with friends. Like, I go to work, I come to the studio, I meet a lot of people, I talk to a lot of people, but when I go home, I'm cool. Last night I had some red wine, I made some turkey spaghetti, and I sat on the balcony and watched the ocean, and I'm cool. Like, I'm cool because I'm learning about myself, and I'm finding that I'm loving myself. And if I start to love myself more, then more love will be drawn to me, and more people of a loving spirit will be drawn to me. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Thank you so very much for joining and listening to the AskZena radio show on the Good News radio station. Hey, don't forget that we are having our showcase on September 14th, and it is my birthday. Yes. I think I'm going to have a drink that night. Maybe 2. Well, maybe I need an Uber. That'd be a really expensive Uber on the way home. Oh, well. But, hey, I got some T-shirts. I've got some AskZena swag stuff. And Keith from the Good News radio station. We're going to have a lot of great stuff on September 14th. Come out and join us. Look at the website. Look at Instagram. Buy your tickets on Evite, or either reach out to me. coach.askzena@gmail.com. I'll send you the link. I want you there. Have a wonderful week.